Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Vegetarian Cooking with JJ. This week's episode is going to be a little bit different than the usual because it's what I eat in a day during Passover. And now normally the first 2 nights are covered. Those are the Seder nights. And there's loads of food usually, even for vegans, at least in my case. And I just wanted to inspire those vegans out there or vegan curious people out there of what they can make for the other days during Passover. I know it's quite easy to get stuck in a routine with the same old recipes, and maybe you just want a few more ideas. So I'm going to give you 3 of them. There's going to be a breakfast one, a lunch one, and of course, a dinner recipe as well. I'm really excited to get started. And of course, try all this delicious food in the end. So let's go onwards and upwards and on with the show. First of all, I'm adding 1/3 cup of vegan milk in this bowl. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Adjust it to your taste, but I think it's the perfect amount. I'm adding 1.5 teaspoons of ground cinnamon and mixing it all up. Be sure your oven is preheated to 350 Fahrenheit. I have 2 pieces of matzah and I'm breaking them up into small bite-sized pieces. Make sure they're placed on a parchment-lined baking sheet and pour over the liquid. Make sure they're fully coated all around. We'll pop this matzah in the oven for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, you can do other things. I'm chopping up some walnuts for our matzah cinnamon toast crunch cereal. And for my personal touch, I decided lime juice would be a good idea. Don't get abducted by aliens! Our 20 minutes has passed and I've taken the matzah cereal out of the oven. You can see it's dry on top. Once you try to remove it, you will notice it's quite sticky on the bottom. Of course, to make it easier, you can let it cool off for a bit. And this is the effect I was going for. We have our matzah cinnamon toast crunch cereal in our bowl, and we'll sprinkle on some chopped walnuts and add our blackberries. Squeeze on some lime juice to your liking, and we're good to go. Here's my kosher for Passover matzah cinnamon toast crunch type cereal. And you will notice if you explore the Passover packaged foods like cereals and other Passover packaged foods that they tend to add a lot of sugar and other artificial ingredients that aren't so great for you. So it is best to make your own. Of course, you can just have spreadable items on matzah, but it's fun to switch things up and have a Passover cereal. Save the vegan milk for the end so it wouldn't get too soggy here. And I thought the nice addition with a lime would be a little bit different. Of course, that's optional. It's kind of like matzah French toast, but in cereal form. We have our walnuts in here to add some protein and to add some omega-3s. Walnuts help to reduce LDL, that's the bad cholesterol. They're good for the brain because the omega-3s too. They're also shaped like brains. The mixture with a hint of lime is divine. Now that I've shown you that you can have a healthy cereal on Passover, we're going to move on to lunchtime. I have a pot of salted boiling water. I'm adding 3/4 cups worth of our rainbow quinoa to it. Chop up some broccoli into small pieces. And I'm slicing up some shallot. If you have small shallots, you'll need 2. And I'm dicing up some yellow bell pepper. Remove the seeds and pith. I'm cubing half a block of tofu here. And I'm using sliced Cremini mushrooms as well. Our 15 minutes of cook time is up and our quinoa is ready. And I'm gonna chop up some parsley. For the dressing, I'm going to be using some fresh lemon juice and also some red wine vinegar. So half of the lemon juice will be for the quinoa dressing and the other half of the lemon juice will be for our tofu dressing. And to keep things in order, I have separated everything because we're going to have some fresh components and some cooked components. Juice that lemon. Here we go, an easy way to strain it without worrying about any seeds. Getting the pan hot here, and we're gonna fry up the tofu, mushrooms, and shallots. We're getting some oil in our hot pan. We're adding our mushrooms, shallots, and tofu. I'm keeping them separated. Be sure to flip your tofu so you can get it brown all around. The mushrooms will be finished first, so remove those with the shallots. Here we have our wonderful fried tofu, and we're gonna make the dressing for it. Add 1/4 cup's worth of tahini to our big bowl. Add in half the lemon juice, and microplane 2 cloves of garlic. And we're microplaning some ginger as well, about a teaspoon's worth. Mix the garlic and ginger up with the tahini dressing. Add some water to thin it out. Add salt to taste and you're good to go. Add the tofu cubes into the tahini dressing and mix it up thoroughly. Now for our main dressing, add the other half of the lemon juice and 3 tablespoons of our red wine vinegar. Add 1/4 cup's worth of olive oil and 1 teaspoon of our ground cumin, oregano, and paprika. Mix it all up thoroughly. And I'm adding a tablespoon of chili oil. Add salt and pepper to taste. And I'm adding our 2 cloves of microplaned garlic. Here we have the cooked quinoa in our bowl. It's just gonna be easier to mix it in a bigger bowl. I'm just popping in the broccoli and bell peppers. Just mix it up here. Mix in the dressing little by little. You don't want to overdo it. And you want to taste test it as well and see if you want to adjust the acidity of it or add some more salt and pepper. I'll taste test the dressing now, see if I'd like some more acidity. Just a touch more salt. I have some salt and pepper here, I'll just add some in. Give it a mix. And I'll add in the tofu here, in cubes. Mix in your tofu cubes with the rest of the quinoa. And add in your fried up mushrooms and shallots. Then add your fresh parsley and mix it all up. Here we have our extraordinary quinoa salad. Here we are. I'm ready to serve it now. Jimmy doesn't want to be on camera. Alrighty. Get some in my bowl here. Now I have to get a fork. Here we go, it's lunchtime. Try our first bite. You got a perfect flavor combination going on, a little bit of Moroccan influence. You got a nice citrus and nutty flavor. A little bit of sweetness is provided with the garlic. Frying up the tofu cubes and coating it in that tahini dressing is highly recommended. Vegan meals for Passover can be fun and delicious, and you definitely won't miss your leavened products with these delicious options. Let me know what you make if you're vegan on Passover and whether you're super strict about kitni on. Wonderful. For our dinner recipe, I sliced up some Japanese sweet potatoes. They're a little under a ½ inch in width. Place them on a parchment lined baking sheet and coat them in some oil. Add salt and pepper and seasoning of your choice. I'm using smoked paprika in this case. I'm gonna pop our Japanese sweet potato in the oven at 425 and be sure to flip halfway through. Roast them for 15 minutes on each side. Meanwhile, I'm preparing our sunflower vegan cheese. I've added 1 cup of sunflower seeds to this dish, and I'm pouring some boiling water on top. Make sure they're covered. Let them soak for a bit. Now we're flipping over our Japanese sweet potatoes. Now they're ready! Back to our sunflower vegan cheese, I'm adding our drained sunflower seeds into this food processor. I'm adding a ½ cup of chopped red bell pepper and 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. I'm adding a teaspoon of basil and oregano. I sliced up 3 garlic cloves and I'm adding them in. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, and it's time to blend it up.
add salt and pepper to your liking. If you don't have a powerful blender, you'll have to add some water. I'm adding about 1/4 cup's worth, and 1/4 cup is the perfect amount. And this is the consistency we're going for. We have a pan hot here. I'm adding some olive oil to the pan and adding our shallots. Add a total of 1/2 package of washed baby spinach. Allow it to get all wilted up. Once it's all wilted, add a couple of splashes of tamari.
Our spinach is all wilted up and it's good to go. And I also cooked some broccoli.
For assembling everything, add the Japanese sweet potatoes on the bottom, the vegan sunflower cheese on top, and our wilted spinach mixture. I paired this with a salad and roasted broccoli.
Finally, it's dinner time. I've taken you through the breakfast, the lunch, and now the dinner. So these are just some ideas for you vegans out there who kind of get caught up in the same old routine over Passover. You want a few different ideas rather than just plain matzah with different spreads or whatnot. But anyway, I hope you enjoy these ideas. And now it's time for me to dig into this one. Oh yeah, I didn't even show you my plate. Here's my plate. I'm so excited. Nice combination with that roasted sweet potato, the spinach, the shallots, and our homemade vegan sunflower seed cheese. For the homemade vegan cheese, I was actually going to add more nutritional yeast, but I actually had such a small amount, so I just worked with what I had here, and it turned out nice. You actually don't need more nutritional yeast. By the way, nutritional yeast is completely different than regular yeast. There are no rising properties to it. Although online there are some sources which my sister-in-law shared with me that say that certain types of yeast are kosher for Passover. Can you believe it? I can't. Now, if you're strict and you don't want to use tamari, you can use a concentrated veggie stock. Just mix it with a little bit of water. And those tend to have a lot of salt, so just be mindful of that when you're seasoning all around. Passover is nearly over, but if you've enjoyed this What I Eat in a Day on Passover video, hit that thumbs up button, and please do subscribe to my channel if you have yet to do so. It's a free and easy way to support my channel. Be sure to hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss a single video whenever a new one pops up. There's going to be a new video popping up every Monday at 8 a.m. Eastern, so you don't want to miss it. This is JJ signing off, keeping things interesting in my kitchen and in yours. Bon appetit!